All right. Trying to shut this off, but bear with me. There we go. Good morning, guys. It just got back from my first walk in the bush in probably almost a year. The last time I did it was a couple days after we put Stanley down, and just hadn't been the same. But it is something I need, and my wife couldn't come with me, Carly, because she's not able to yet. But some of the best times we've ever had in my recollection, it has been walking in the bush with the dogs, having some deep conversations. So a lot of things have been going on recently, and there is so I wanted to hop on here and talk about it. So for those of you who have followed me and know I got hacked in October, my dad got sick middle of August and passed away the beginning of September with COVID-related symptoms, and then we had his funeral end of September, beginning of October. Then October 7th, Carly was rushed to the hospital, and I almost lost her, and she God blessed us by letting her survive, and she's on a road to recovery, slower than she'd like, but she's alive, and that's a blessing. This morning I got news that a friend of mine from down, about 5 hours away. I saw him last summer. I went out and met them at a camping spot. He's been in the hospital with COVID as well, and he passed away this morning. And it just gives me a lot to think about, and a lot I feel stuff's been on my heart that I need to share. I talk to a lot of people, and doing the investment stuff that we do, I see a lot of fear. I see a lot of, apprehension, and people are scared of doing things. I will say what scares me is not taking a risk. What scares me is not taking a risk. I look around and I see, and myself included, there's people look at me and think that, I don't play it safe, but a lot of times I do. And I look back after what's happened with my dad and Carly and my friend Lou, and it changes your perspective. It either makes you say, to hell with it, I'm going to go for it, or you retreat even further. And I know I've posted a couple times about moving forward in 2022, but it's something that is really on my heart and my mind when I'm dealing with other people as well, is that what are you doing playing it safe? What is that ever going to get for you? You can take a risk, and granted, there's calculated risks and whatever, but are you telling me that staying where you're at, doing what you're at, is less risky than stepping out and doing something new, or trying something new, or investing in something different? I would say to you, it's probably more risky than what you're doing now. And you know what? Case in point is, I went to the Apex Live, and it was great in October. And I flew back to our house in Phoenix, and I had a couple come out, and if they want to put their name in the comments, that's fine. I'm not going to do it. I had them. They flew out, stayed at the place. We talked for a few days, and this is someone I've known in Apex who we've had some good conversations, and I honestly thought that there's something there. I can do life and business with these people. Well, with him, anyways. I hadn't met his wife yet, which she's awesome too. But so they came out, and it was 2 days before we even sat down and talked business. And one of the first things I remember them saying is that, we were wondering why you invited us out here. And it's like, You know what? Part of what I love about what I do and understanding my purpose and vision even more is I don't have to sell things. I can present opportunities, and if it's for you, I expect that God will direct you and you'll walk the door. And if it's not for you, I don't want you in it because we've done that enough times. I'm done trying to play God when it comes to business and investments and life. So I don't have to hard sell anything because if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. And if it's not, it's not. So long story short, we had some great conversations, and they went home and thought about it, but thought they'd be in. So my Carly and I talked to them last week. They said, no, we're in. There's still some details. So I texted him this morning, and he goes, no, we're still in. He says, do you think do you think we should get a lawyer and get some other stuff on and whatever? Because really, all we've done is seen it on the window. I write on the window when we're in Phoenix and document stuff, and just had chats. And it's like, freak, you know what? Those are my kind of people. Because yes, you do always have to document it, and we do that. We do all that, but I hadn't got there yet, and they'd already decided to come in, and I love that. It's like, oh shit, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do that. And I said, we get a corporate lawyer and we do all that stuff to protect all the investors because I'm not, our philosophy is we protect everybody because, just protecting ourselves does, that's not integrity to me. But it's so refreshing, when you have that level of trust, and obviously you need the paperwork to go with it, but those are the people I want to do business with and life with. And we flew out last week, and I posted about it in Apex as well, where Carly and I flew out to Regina to look at it was a minimum $60 million project. And we didn't put any money in. It was all basically, we used our expertise and got 50% equity. And we met with the guy, and right away there was just something there that just didn't sit right with both of us. But me being me, I tried to work it through and give a lot of excuses and why it would happen, and Carly just kept quiet. So we got back, and I said to her finally, I said, I just don't think this is going to work, and walking away from the deal that big is something I never would have done before. But the reality is I understand that if you're not in alignment and you don't have the same core values, that money is going to be tainted. And when I say tainted, the amount of headaches and emotional energy you will expend will make you regret that investment and become, angry and bitter. And it's just not worth it because there's other deals out there. There's other people I would rather work with. We have a couple other people who are looking at it and they're trying their due diligence, whatever. But the reality is, if you can't trust who you're doing business with, don't do business with them. Your paper is great, but the paper cannot legislate integrity. It can't legislate how they're going to work for you and with you to make sure that you're safe. And it hit me this morning when I got news of Lou that playing it safe, and some of us in Apex, some of you guys are incredible. I look to surpass Sammy one day is my more immediate goal. Not there yet, but that's what I'm aiming for, Sammy, because I really admire you and look up to you. But what is your opportunity cost? And typically I look at opportunity costs as if I have money in an investment and looking at other investments and staying in that investment, what's my cost? But in this case, what is your opportunity cost to do what you're doing now and not take a risk? Will that risk kill you? Probably not. And we've risked it all and lost it all a few times. But I'm still here. I'm not dead. And we're doing pretty good right now. And we're getting better every month. So this is where, and we have systems and stuff we need to work on too. Like, if I'm not trying to say I've arrived, because I'm about on step one of 100 is to where we're getting to. But you know what? You need to stop playing it safe. Some of you have dealt with cancer, some of you have dealt with deaths of spouses, loved ones, and it's got you probably to this point. But what next? Why settle? And I don't know what the future holds for me. We're going through that now, and Chris is we're taking some of his stuff and talking with him, because I have a relationship with Chris that I respect him, but he's not forcing anything. We have to do the work. And it's just like anything in Apex, you need to do the work. But again, I come back to, what is not taking that risk costing you and your family? If you do something and it fails, you're not a failure. But if it fails and you're working with people who have integrity and whatever like that, and you all fail together, because that's happened, you can build it up together. But if you don't take those risks, you're going to be stuck in the same place here this month, next month. And, it goes into building your machine. And this is one where I'm really failing. I built my machine the first time. It did well. But I really don't know what I'm doing yet. We're trying to figure out what we want to do, because we do a lot of different things. And that's okay. I talked about yesterday. You have the ability to give yourself a break. If you let people judge you by what you're doing, that's on you. Only you can say whether you're actually giving it your best. And I love the 4 agreements on that, where you give it your best. Sometimes, some days, your best is not as good as the next day. All you can be is be impeccable with your word and do what's best. Do your best every day. But like I say, I just, life is short. And I believe you're here in this group because you have a calling, or you want to make a difference. So what the hell is stopping you besides yourself? And if that's the truth, get out of your way. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. And God bless you. And hey, if you need something, reach out. I can try and help you, or I can come across like a lunatic. I'm happy either way. Have a great day.